Oh, okay. I just got off work, and I really kind of feel like that's the best time to film this video. Um, I've had this idea for a while, and recently somebody asked me this question, and so I figured now's the best time to film it. So the question, should I be a cook? Should I be a chef? Should I go to culinary school? All this stuff. Should I get into cooking as a career, more or less? Well, no. The first piece of advice that I always give to anybody who asks me about this is don't. It is an unforgiving industry. It will chew you up and spit you out. Are you ready to be married to your job? Are you ready to work long nights, long weekends, never have those days off? Are you ready to get your ass kicked every night? These are some things that you need to consider because not everybody's built to be a career cook. And that includes most of the people who think they are. I didn't start this channel because I wanted to be a YouTuber. I started this channel because I wanted a job where I could work on my terms, be my own boss, and to get out of cooking. That's not to say that I don't love cooking. I do. I'm sick of being in a restaurant. You do it for so long, it just wears on you. I'm 30 and I feel like I'm 40. Okay, so now what if you hear that and you're like, all right, well, I think I can do it. Okay, great. First of all, culinary school. Should you go? Well, yes and no. I didn't go to culinary school. I'm not going to sit here and try to say that I did. Culinary school will give you a great baseline on how to make certain things, stocks, do your vegetables, do your knife work, various things. It'll give you a lot of different baselines. It'll teach you how to cook. It will not teach you how to be a cook. That is a huge difference. And when you come into your new restaurant job at a culinary school, no one's going to give a shit. You're a low man on the totem pole. Nobody cares that you went to culinary school. Don't come in there trying to swing dick, acting like you're hot shit, because you have a little piece of paper that says you know how to cook. You don't. Everybody there that works with you, provided you get into a restaurant worth of shit, which if you went to culinary school, you probably did, everybody there knows more than you. Your teachers are your coworkers, your fellow cooks. And they don't care about if you can cook or not. I mean, they do, but that's not what they really care about because that can all be taught. Can you hang during the rush? Can you bust your ass and take criticism well? Can you work hard? Can you stay humble? These are the things that your other cooks care about. Doesn't matter if you're the best cook in the world. If you're lazy or you have a shit attitude, you're going to get thrown out of every kitchen you go into. Okay, so you're not going to culinary school. Now what? Well, it's really simple. Kitchens, good kitchens are really one of the last few areas where you can actually, hit the pavement, as your dad or your granddad said. You go to every restaurant, you figure out, oh, f***ing AC, okay. Look at all the restaurants in your area. What are the best ones? Not the corporate ones, not f***ing Cheesecake Factory, not f***ing Fridays or Applebee's. The good local restaurants that have an actual chef that runs the kitchen, preferably chef-owned restaurants where they get the most control over what they can do with the menu. Figure out what those are. Go to the restaurant and talk to somebody, whoever's in charge of hiring, the chef, the sous chef, whoever's running the kitchen at that time, and go at a time that's appropriate. Go in the morning before lunch or go after lunch, like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock's a great time to go to a restaurant. That's when everything's settled down after lunch. People are starting to get ready for dinner service, things like that. Or early in the morning, again. Can you not take a shit right now? So you go there, you talk to them, and don't always assume that you're going to start off as a cook. You're not going to start off as a chef. Everybody thinks they're getting a job as a chef. You're not. Are you experienced? No, you're not a chef. But yeah, don't be surprised if you don't get a job as a cook if you have no experience. You might get started as a dishwasher, and that's okay. A lot of the best chefs out there started as dishwashers. Dishwashers where you prove your grit. That's where you show everybody that you can bust your ass, that you can handle, you can handle your workload, you can take criticism, you can take direction. Oftentimes too, dishwashers get light prep work. If you can knock out that prep, get that dish room looking clean, and there's a spot that opens up in the kitchen, chances are a chef is going to give you first call on that spot before they hire somebody else, because it's easier to hire dishwashers than it is to hire good cooks. And then once you're in that kitchen, you're in, provided you show up on time, you have your good attitude, all these things I've been saying. And whatever the chef says goes. If you don't like, dude, come on. If you don't like what your chef is saying, you don't argue. You either suck it up and do it, or you go find a different chef to work for. Because a kitchen is a dictatorship. Because a kitchen is a dictatorship and your chef is the dictator. But they do it because they know what the they're doing. When you get asked something, it's yes chef, no chef. You treat your chef with respect because they're the one signing your paycheck, they're the one that giving you the job, they're the one that's teaching you how to be a cook. Oh, and the sentence, that's not my job, that's not in your head anymore. You don't say that's not my job. If you're there, it's your job. Whether it's a different station, whether it's going back and helping the dish room bust suds, whether it's cleaning a toilet. It needs to be done, it needs to be done. You work for the good of the restaurant. So yeah, that's about it. Think you want to do it? Go ahead. Go cook. Try it out for a couple years. You're going to learn a lot. Not just about cooking, but about yourself. Kitchens will carve you out of wood. If you get into a good one, a busy one where you have to work, kitchens will make you a different person, and oftentimes it'll make you a better person. But understand, dude, but you got to understand, you got to take care of your mental health, and sometimes the kitchen doesn't allow for that. That's again why I say don't do it. So recap. 1, don't do it. 2, if you want to, try it. Culinary school, maybe. You can afford it if you think it's worth your time. If I could go back, I would maybe try going to culinary school. But at the end of the day, I learned everything I know in the kitchen with my fellow cooks and from my chefs. So yeah, show up, have a good attitude, work your ass off, take criticism well, have attention to detail. These are all things that make a good cook. It's not just about knowing food and flavors, because you're probably not going to get, to propose anything to the menu for a while. So keep your head down, work hard, and you'll be fine. So I hope this helps. I sound cynical, and maybe it's because I am. This job has beaten a lot out of me. I hate it, but I still love it. It's a love-hate thing in kitchens. I left the industry 3 times and came back. There is no camaraderie I've ever felt in any job like I do in the kitchen. With your fellow cooks after you get your ass kicked. Shutting down, bullshitting with each other, playing music. Your cooks are your family. They are your friends, because God knows you don't have much of a social life outside of work. Anyway, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. You heard what I had to say. Take it to heart, please, because I really do know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. And yeah, sidebar, you guys have been so supportive of this channel ever since that video blew up. 200 to over 7,000 subscribers in about 2 weeks is just mind-blowing. And YouTube partnership, I'm making a little bit of money on these videos now, which is getting me closer to my goal of doing this full time. So thank you guys so much. I love you, and I'll see you soon.